So outputs, let's talk about outputs. And that's actually a very popular exam question, so pay attention. The output section is optional, but we can declare optional outputs. And if we export these outputs, we'll be able to import their values into other stacks. And by stack, I mean CloudFormation templates. So you can start linking your CloudFormation templates. We can also view the outputs in the AWS console or using the AWS CLI. So it allows us to quickly retrieve the value of an output, straight from using the UI. In terms of example, for example, you can have a network CloudFormation template, and then you would export outputs that would be, for example, the VPC ID and the subnet IDs, and you would reuse those into other CloudFormation templates. And so it enables to do a cross-stack collaboration where you let the experts handle their own parts of the VPC and the subnet, and you as an app developer, you just reference these values out of the box. Something you should know though is that if you start using the CloudFormation outputs and they start being referenced from another CloudFormation stack, you cannot delete a stack that still has outputs being referenced somewhere else. So it's just something to know. Now, if we look at an example of the outputs, in this one, we are creating a SSH security group as part of the template. And so we export that value as an output, okay? And basically other templates will be able to get the value of that security group ID. So the syntax is pretty easy. We have the output section right here, and we have the name of the security group, and we have the description, so the SSH security group for our company. Here's the value, so we provide a reference of the security group that was created within the resources. And then we have to specify this export block right here. Okay, this is an optional block. If you don't specify it, then the value does not get exported and it will not be able to be imported. So when we specify the export value, we can say, okay, this value, this SSH security group ID is going to be exported as the name SSH security group. So now how do we import that value? Well, using a cross-stack reference. And so we'll create a second template that leverages that security group. And for this, we'll use the fn import value function, intrinsic function. And we can't delete, again, the previous stack until all this stack will be deleted. So if we look at this little snippet of code right here, we can see that for the security groups at the very bottom, there's a shorthand syntax for import value. And then we reference the exact same name as before, called SSH security group. So just a reminder, before we exported the value as SSH security group, and here we import the value SSH security group. So, outputs and exports are a very, very popular question at the exam, especially if they start asking you how do you link CloudFormation templates or retrieve the value from one to another. So you should know about it, you should know about the syntax, and you should know about the import value function. So I hope that was helpful, and I will see you in the next lecture.